Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about how we can use both line and value and create form, all right? So as we talked about in the other videos, past lessons, line and value are both elements of art, but they have their own characteristics that make them a little bit different. But if we combine these two elements, we can make form without having to make or duplicate a geometric shape like we did in the last video. So here you can see an example of how we use lines to make a three-dimensional sphere and how we made a three-dimensional leaf. Okay, so on this side, let me just get my paintbrush out. Okay, so on this side, we used a sphere. Okay, I'm sorry, not a sphere, a circle. A circle as our base. Okay, we drew out, we used line to make a curve and make it into a full circle. This one we used the outline of a leaf. All right, now by adding our value, which is our lights and darks, we were able to create the illusion or the give it a sense of realism, making it seem believable. So you notice how it looks very flat on this side for the circle and the leaf, but then we get on this side and now all of a sudden we see that it actually looks more like something that we can hold in our hands. The sphere actually looks like something you may find in your house maybe, and then the leaf is something you might be able to find outside. But basically, line and form can help create the illusion. Line and value can help create the illusion of form, all right, without having to do the extra lines everywhere. Okay, here's some more examples of how we can create form, but more on a 2D surface. So what I mean by 2D, I mean drawing it on paper. How we can do that rather than having to make a sculpture to make form. Okay, so real quick. Okay, here's some examples again of spheres that were drawn out. So again, this one we use just black and white pencil to make a realistic looking sphere that's on a table with even a shadow. See how there's even a shadow on this one? This one used actually color, and you see how it goes from light and it gets darker on the edges right here, and again there's a shadow. Okay, that's a big point with value, and to make it look believable, you need to make sure it goes from a light source, so the brightest part, and then slowly gradually change into a little bit darker, right? Here's some examples you guys probably saw when we talked about op art, of how this artist, he went from a 2D look on the edges. So you see how this doesn't even look realistic at all. He just drew the outline of the sleeves and the hand. But then as you actually got to the hand parts, he started adding in value, okay? And now all of a sudden the hands look very realistic and believable, okay? Here's another example. So in the bottom corner, or the bottom part of the page, let me get that up. Okay, so in this section, all right here, okay, you see how this person made outlines and almost like the inner structure of every object they were trying to draw. So they put in where the circles would be, the outlines would be. They're adding the lines to show how the shape is created, okay? So they use lines to show how everything moves, how everything is curved, or how straight it is. And then on the top part, okay, so this section right up here, okay? Then they started adding value, and now you can see the lights and the darks. So now it makes it look even more believable. So with the bottles right here, there's some highlights right there where the light is hitting it strongest. There's some shadows that each object is casting. So again, line and value help create form. All right. So if you want to, you can practice making the sphere that we showed in this one. So all you're going to do is draw a circle and then find your light source and then go from light and slowly go to dark. Okay? So in the next video, we are going to talk about what your guys' assignment is going to be and a little bit more about form. All right? I'll see you then.